morning to you and welcome to the news at 7. I'm Ibere Ugonna. In the headlines this morning, Governor Obiano commends Anglican Communion for promoting ecumenism. Modern toilet facility inaugurated at Onitsha Main Market by Chief Mrs. Obiano. JAMB concludes arrangement for conduct of 2019 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. And the foreign scene this morning, Iran marks 40th anniversary of Islamic Revolution. And now details of the news. The Anglican Church in Aguleri has clocked 100 years of existence in the area. The centenary celebration graced by Governor Willie Obiano took place at the Holy Trinity Church Parish, Iwezuno Aguleri in Anambra East Kental area. Government House correspondent A.G. Kavanaugh was there for the ABS in our reports.
Addressing the congregation, Governor Obiano said that he is in total support of ecumenism, commending the church for trying to promote it. He called on the people to vote ABGA candidates in the forthcoming general elections, as he promised that the party will continue to advance the Igbo dreams and aspiration.
Reverend Igbo is a great name in Aguleri. He just also be a team there. So where is one then? So when I hear the Anglican Communion, in particular, because the Catholics too are helping, but in the Anglican Communion, when that strong faith, who now has or education or whatever, what they put your.
In a sermon, a guest preacher and the Bishop of Ehamufu Diocese in Enugu, the Right Reverend Dan Olinya, who traced the history of Christianity in Igbo land and Aguleri in particular, stressed that fathers of the Christian faith were dedicated and steadfast in faith, which was why they surmounted all obstacles confronting them, urging Christians to go back to the ancient tenets of the faith. Right Reverend Olinya stressed that if the church must recover its lost glory, they must work with the government in unity, commending the governor for championing and promoting religious harmony in the state.
Those who know Christ, difficult one.
The Bishop of Diocese of Niger West, the Right Reverend Johnson Ekwe, stressed that the Church of Jesus Christ is one united entity, adding that everyone will give account of his or her stewardship at the last day.
For anybody to attain the age of 100 years is worthy of celebration. It's a wonderful thing to give God glory. For these 100 years of the gospel in our great community, it's something to give thanks to God. These days, how many attain to 100 years? So for gospel to be here for 100 years, no wonder I see the fruit everywhere.
Award of Excellence in Faithful Stewardship was presented to the governor, while the Award of Excellence was presented to the wife of the governor, Chief Dr. Belechukwu Obiano. Some of the awardees, including the Commissioner for Works, Engineer Marcel Ifejiofo, the ABGA candidate for Anambra East and West Federal Constituency, Chief Chinedu Obidigwe, and member representing Anambra East at the State Assembly, pharmacist Obinna Emenaka, appreciated the recognition, saying that it is a call to more service, adding that they will continue to affect lives positively through their different callings. In company of the governor were his chief of staff, Mr. Primus Odele, among others who were also presented with awards in different categories. Archbishop Emeritus, Province on the Niger, Most Reverend Christian F.O.B., Auxiliary Bishop of Onitsha Archdiocese, Most Reverend Dennis Isizo, among other clergy, attended the centenary service, which featured choir renditions, dedication, and commissioning of the centenary vicarage by the governor. From Holy Trinity Parish, Iwezuno Aguleri, in Anambra East Council area, Ejike Abana, ABS News.
Senator Victor May has been adjudged the best candidate for the Anambra Central Senatorial District following his numerous achievements in the area within the 11 months period at the Red Chamber. The State Deputy Governor, Dr. Nkim Okeke, made the assessment when he accompanied the Senator to Abdazienu and Ichida communities in Anocha Council area, as well as in Njikoka headquarters in Abagana, where Senator Ume explained to stakeholders from all the communities under the local government area why they should support his re-election bid. Correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo was there and now completes the story.
The deputy governor, who described Chief Ume as a man with human heart, appealed to the people of the areas to support him and other candidates for more quality representation, describing unemployment as the major challenge facing the country.
Abga all the Guinea. Hey, Anambra wa Abga. Abga Bologini. Anambra. We must continue the fight. Yes. All parts in Igbo.
Chief Ume maintained that eradicating such remains his cardinal objective. Speaking on behalf of the people, some leaders of thought, including Chief Jude Aflukwe, Chief Chomo Okolo, State Vice Chairman of Abga in Anambra Central Senatorial District, Chief Theophile Nnole, said they have earlier resolved to support Chief Ume and others with their vote. For the Transition Committee Chairman for Njikoka Local Government Area, Chief George Ozo, Chief Victor Ume has done much for the people of the Senatorial District and as such deserves their support for continuity. From Njikoka Local Government Area, I am Emmanuel Okonkwo, reporting for ABS News.
The wife of the state governor, Dr. Mrs. Ebele Chukwuobiano, has inaugurated a modern toilet facility at Onitsha Main Market. The facility is a project of the Caring Family Enhancement Initiative Cafe, the governor's wife's non-governmental organization, and brings to over 15 the number of modern toilets built in various markets and communities across the state through the scheme. Correspondent Daniel Ezigwe reports.
The new toilet facility has double compartments for both male and female, with a 24-hour running water enabled by a borehole and a standby power generating set. Addressing the traders, Dr. Mrs. Obiano restated her readiness to maintain a healthy environment for enhanced living standards. The governor's wife, who was represented by the special advisor to the governor on indigenous medicine and herbal practice, Dr. Onyekachukwu Ibezim, advised the traders to ensure clean and healthy use of the facility.
Governor of Anambra State, Chief Dr. Willie Madabro Chukwuobiano, is a friend of this market. Bikeji Moga, wene kenunu, unuchem, mana oga osiwe dilia, and ona biagideku, even the ozoga nemekwa, unu ya fukuya.
The Transition Committee Chairman of Onitsha North Local Government Area, Mr. Patrick Anambra, noted that the governor's wife, through cafe, has touched many lives.
The main market here, across Anambra, across the southeast, across Nigeria. We can say that no one can be in the market here. After hospital that they want on the back. Even in the issue of the mafia, the government is not but not by the mafia. To the yellow government here, the power chop down and India, whatever, what baggage we have if not.
On his part, the caretaker chairman of Onitsha Market Amalgamated Traders Association, Omata, Mr. Ike Ekwebalo, commended the cordial relationship existing between the traders and the Obiano administration.
Everything papoka, I won't die. So I talk is when I get toilet. I want to put it out for 559. I have time with a 559 jail. Ever Belagia. If I'm not getting a mafia, live like I am and so. Or out the way of again BC.
The market's woman leader and Omata vice chairman, Lady Grace Okonkwo, in a vote of thanks, said the idea of a new toilet facility by the governor's wife is commendable. From the Onitsha Main Market, Daniel Ezigwe, ABS News.
The Independent Electoral Commission, INEC, is assured of conducive environment for women to participate actively in the forthcoming general election. The state resident electoral commissioner, Dr. Nwachukwu Oji, gave the assurance during a town hall meeting organized by the Commission in collaboration with the Women Action Committee, WAC, held in Awka. Correspondent Blessing Uchendo reports.
The forum, which is part of the Commission's timeline of engaging critical stakeholders in the electoral process, was to address the challenges and other matters before, during, and after the election, reiterating the Commission's determination to deliver free, fair, and credible polls. Dr. Oji, who was represented by the Administrative Secretary of the Commission, Mr. Charles Mbanaja, announced that in the just concluded voters registration exercise conducted by INEC, Anambra State has emerged the first in Southeast with a total of 2,447,996 registered voters and the 11th out of the 36 states of the Federation. He called on women to be confident in the process and come out and vote, as the state is safe and secure for all.
The Commission is virtually ready and is committed to delivering free, fair, credible, and transparent elections. It is, however, worrisome that women's participation in the voting process is low.
In her speech, the Director Women Action Committee, Professor Mercy Anibogu, who spoke on women participation and the 2019 general elections, rationale and challenges, described women as the most critical stakeholders in family affairs and matters affecting society, maintaining that people should handle general elections with utmost sense of patriotism and commitment to eliminate violence against women during the polls. On his part, the head voter education and publicity of INEC, Mr. Leo Nkedife, who gave an update on INEC's preparedness towards the 2019 general elections and election day procedure, said non-sensitive materials for the elections have been sent to the Commission's various local government offices, while sensitive materials are already deposited at the Central Bank of Nigeria, noting that everything needed for the elections is properly in place.
All the non-sensitive materials, we are taking delivery of them, and we are, since last 2 weeks, we have been distributing them to the various local governments. The exercise will be completed today.
In their reactions, the head of gender unit, INEC, Mrs. Njideko Okoye, and the public relations officer of INEC, Lady Nneka Eliogo, said that the aim of the meeting was to create awareness on gender-based issues in election and provide forum for sharing experiences and approaches that would discourage violence, assuring women that their votes will count. The meeting was attended by women groups and featured an interactive session. In Awka, Blessing Uchendo, ABS News.
And away from that, barely 24 hours after 10 people were said to have lost their lives in a petrol tanker fire incident in Awka, Anambra State, another petrol tanker also went up in flames in Nnewi at a filling station along Nnewi-Okigwe Expressway. Although no life was lost, workers and customers at the filling station escaped by whiskers when the fire started. Manager of the fuel station, Mr. Okeke Patrick, said the incident occurred when the tanker was discharging its product while customers were being attended to. Mr. Okeke said they called the firefighters immediately and they came from Nnewi Fire Station and put out the fire, which he said burnt the petrol tank and torched the office block, and thank God that nobody died or was injured. Commander of the Nnewi Fire Station spotted at the scene of the incident, Mr. Ijezia, said his men responded immediately. They got a distress call over the fire outbreak and succeeded in bringing it under control. He said they had severally warned filling station owners to stop selling their products while discharging at the same time. We're going for a short break, and when we return, JAMB concludes the conduct of 2019 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, and on the foreign scene, Iran marks 40th anniversary of Islamic Revolution. The news returns in a moment. Please join us again.
Anambra Central. Sonyere Senator Dr. Sir Victor Ume OFR nnukwu onye omebe iwu na-anọchi anya Anambra Central na ABS 88.5 FM n'ihe mmemme nzukọ Anambra ebe ọ ga-anọ wepụta ihe ọ lụpụtagoro n'ime ọnwa 11 ọ nọgoro n'ụlọ nzukọ omebe iwu Senate. Ihe mmemme a ga-adị ụbọchị Tuesday abalị 12 nke ọnwa February 2019 n'elekere 10 nke ụtụtụ ka ọ ga-amalite. Ị nwere ike isonyere anyị site n'ịkpọ aka na www.absradiotv.com ma ọ bụ na Facebook site na Anambra Broadcasting Service. Ekwentị ndị nwere ike ịkpọ iji sonye ka ihe mmemme a na-ahatụ kpọmkwem bụ 0808 755 2258 ma ọ bụ 0811 9055 555. Nzukọ Anambra ka anyị nọrịa.
We're very glad to have you back for the rest of the news. Moving on to our national stories, the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board says it is fully prepared for the 2019 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. The board made this known in its weekly bulletin of the Office of the Registrar and made available to newsmen in Abuja. According to the report, the board concluded preparation following the governing board's consideration of all items on the checklist of the board in preparation to the 2019 UTME, among others. This, it said, was presented to the governing body at its meeting, which held on February 6. It added that the board analyzed the progress made in the Registration Exercise Center, accreditation, revalidation, and a link test of all the computer-based test centers to ascertain their functionality as claimed by the CBT center owners. The governing board commended the various organs of the board for the early preparations of the examination, which is scheduled to be conducted in March. And moving on to the foreign scene, Iranian demonstrators have hit the streets across the country to mark the 40th anniversary of the 1979 revolution, renewing their allegiance to the country's Islamic principles at a time of rising economic and political pressure amid the resumption of punishing U.S. sanctions. Iran organizes the nationwide rally every February 11 to highlight the size of grassroots support for the revolution, which replaced Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi's government with an Islamic Republic under Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini. Domestically, the event is also known as 10-Day Dawn to commemorate the period of violent protest following the February 1, 1979 return of Khomeini from exile. It also marks the official end of the 2,500 years of the Persian Empire. In Tehran, hundreds of thousands of marchers gathered at Azadi Square, one of the capital's most iconic monuments built by the United States-backed Shah and renamed after the victory of the forces loyal to Khomeini. It was an emotional scene amidst grief, tears, and remains of late Mrs. Felicia Digwo was committed to Mother Earth at her husband's compound, Umunebo Dusogo village, Okuzo, Yiloku government area. Late Mrs. Digwo, who passed on at the age of 76, was the mother of Mrs. Ekuya Jide of the News and Current Affairs Department. ABS correspondent Emmanuel Chibata reports.
The service was well attended by family members, friends, in-laws, the clergy, and other numerous sympathizers. In a sermon during the burial service, the church teacher of St. James Anglican Church, Okuzo, Brother Chiedozie Bennett, reminded all mortals that death is inevitable. Brother Bennett, who called on all and sundry to prepare for final judgment, implored Christians to be conscious of the life they live, because the earth is not an everlasting place for humanity.
And the world we are in Anya, if many things are happening. No give bazo na aya gade. No give bazo or to take hot jog when it is. Umu gave in making that Nana gave in making that Umu. I say the love of God for many will beginning Gadiko because of the evil around the world.
Highlighting the contributions of the deceased, the team minister of St. James Anglican Church, Okozo, Reverend Victor Nzebu, said that late Mrs. Digwo was committed to the development and growth of the church through her activeness in church activities. While sympathizing with the bereaved, a friend of the family, Mr. Ezekiel Okeke, described the deceased as a caring and hardworking woman who ensured that justice reigns at all times. Also, members of the Anambra Broadcasting Service, led by the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Nze Ushenwora, and the Director, News and Current Affairs, Mr. Gabe Okbeleze, trooped out en masse to commiserate with the family of the deceased, and while charging them to be united, strong and prayerful, prayed God to give them the fortitude to bear the irreplaceable loss.
Come to sympathize with the family, just to encourage them and pray that God will continue to be with them, bless them, and give them the fortitude to bear the loss.
Some of the children of the deceased, including Mrs. Ekwi Ajide and Shioma Digwo, promised to uphold the spirit of love and unity their mother inculcated in them, praying God to rest her soul in perfect peace.
She inculcated in us the spirit of togetherness, unity, love for one another, and promotion of the rights of the girl child. God will give her the absolute rest. If there is something like that, I don't think the world was a bed of roses for her. I think heaven is better, so I pray that she rests better in heaven.
They equally thank those who contributed in giving their mother a befitting burial, praying God to reward them abundantly. The event featured prayers and condolence visits. From Okozo, in Oyi local government area, Emmanuel Shibata, ABS News.
And that's it on the news at 7. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by logging onto our website, www.absradiotv.com. Like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/ABS Radio Television. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. And just before we go, the main points again, Governor Obiano has commended Anglican Communion for promoting ecumenism. Modern toilet facility has been inaugurated at Onitsha Main Market by Chief Mrs. Obiano. JAMB has concluded arrangement for conduct of 2019 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. And the foreign scene were brought to you that Iran has marked 40th anniversary of Islamic Revolution. And that's it on the news at 7. Many thanks for joining the bulletin. I'm Ebere Ugunna. Good morning. Anambra continues shortly. Please stay with us.